and I'm an English teacher in London, in the UK. I'm British. Don't know if you can see there. There's the British flag there. Can you see my cushion? I've got the flag. I've got it here as well. So yeah, I'm here in London, and I've been teaching now for 13 years.
Could you please play music for us?
Oh yes, I'll play a bit of music here. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I am also fine, sir. My name is Z.P.H.S, a 7th grader. Can I ask one question, sir?
Yes, of course.
How do you integrate art with teaching English?
I use a lot to illustrate words language because people learn a lot more through pictures when they can actually see the things. So what I do, for example, if you were teaching the names of fruit, I would draw banana because banana is very quick to draw, or an orange, an apple. As people see pictures, it's a lot easier for them to learn words, I think. So I use it that way to show the actual words.
Awesome. In fact, all the teachers are not the great artists. Great artists are not the great teachers. All great musicians are not the great teachers. So it is unique to have these three in one person. I think I am really proud of you, Mark, in fact.
Oh, thank you. That is lovely. Thing to say.
Nagalakshmi, over to you.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. This is Nagalakshmi, a 9th grader. Can I ask one question, sir?
Yes, of course.
Do you think that music can be an advantage in teaching English language?
Yes, particularly music with words, because if people listen to the words, they can sing the words, they sing the English words. And this is for people of all ages. Everybody, from either if they're young or old, loves music. And if they can learn and they learn to sing, they learn to say the words. So I think it's important, but not music on its own. I think it has to have music with singing, but actually words, because I've heard a lot of people who are non-native English speakers who've learned English through listening to British songs or American songs. So do you know any British music or American music? Do you listen to that?
No, actually not many students are familiar with the British and American music, and they are so familiar with the local music, in fact.
Oh, and do you know the Indian instrument, the sitar?
Yes, sitar.
Yes, my dad plays the sitar.
Oh.
He can play the Indian instrument.
Oh, great.
This is Sindhu, a 6th grader. I would like to ask you a question, sir.
Okay.
Who inspired you to become a teacher?
Nobody really inspired me. What really inspired me was the language itself, because I feel very passionate about the English language and English language learning, that it's that passion that sort of drew me to it and inspired me, and wanting to pass that passion on to other people. So, but it was never one person. I think it's the subject itself that inspired me. Really.
So, Mark, have you ever felt proud of being a Britisher? Because British accent is one such unique accent, is followed by everyone in the world. So, don't you have ever felt that being born and brought up in a country English, where English was taken its roots?
Yes, and I sometimes realise I'm very lucky as well to come from London and to speak English, because, but also I don't have to learn English because I was born to speak it. Yeah.
Yes, old. Have you ever felt difficult of teaching to the students who come from different parts of the world, especially in learning English?
Yes, that can be a problem when you've got a class. I've had immigrants from all over the world, and when you've got them all together, and it can be a problem. They all have different ways of learning as well.
Yes.
But after about 2 lessons, you sort of get to know them, and they get to know each other, and it doesn't seem to be that much of a problem.
Yes, but as per my knowledge, the pronunciation is the only issue when it comes to the accent is the only issue, whether it is for a non-native speaker or the native speaker. So especially the non-native speakers like me and some of the Indians, they struggle a bit when it comes to the communicating with the foreigner like you. But if they listen to you, if they speak to you quite often, it becomes easy for us to understand your accent. It is easy for you to understand our accent. Am I right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Because I've never taught anyone from India, but I've taught students from Bangladesh and Pakistan.
Yes.
And I've got to understand their accents.
Yes.
Yes, sir. What do British students want to become when they grow up?
A lot of British students I've met want to work in computers, in the IT industry. And a lot of them, because we live in an age of technology, they all want to work in computers. And a lot of them, students I've met, young people who want to become computer programmers or program computer games, that is a very popular career path for them.
Okay.
So what about you, Radhika? What would you like to do when you grow up, when you leave school?
Radhika, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Police, sir.
You want to become police?
Yes, sir.
Oh, a police officer.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you. My name is Dikshit, a 7th grader. I would like to ask a question, sir.
Okay.
How long have you been teaching English? Share your unforgettable experience with your students.
I've been teaching now for 13 years, and I've taught students from the age of 3 years old to people in their 60s. So I've taught all across the age range, and I've taught 25 different nationalities. And that's all I can really say, really. I haven't much experiences. But I've seen people who began learning when they didn't know any English to actually becoming good speakers of English. And
Mark,
once they sort of learn very quickly.
Yes, Mark, you have just mentioned that you have taught almost 25 nationals. So, among these 25 nationals, and which nationality you think is very quick to learn the language?
Oh, that's a good question. That's quite a difficult one, I think. The ones I think Russian people are very good at learning grammar, and not just speaking grammar, but they're very quick to understand all the rules and how it's spoken.
Okay. So how about Indians? Indians are known for they speak quite fast. That's what the Indians are known for speaking. I think as fast as the Britishers, as fast as the Americans. Do you agree with the statement?
Yes. And one thing I've noticed, I don't know so much Indian people, Pakistani people, their grammar, they say things like, they put the ing on the end of a continuing verb. So they'll say things like, instead of saying, tonight I'm going to cook a curry, they'll say, tonight I will be cooking the curry. Rather than cook, I'd say cooking. They do that a lot. And I'm going to learn English. I will be learning English. They speak like that a lot. So the tense verb,
Yes.
they sort of get wrong a lot at first.
Yes.
So I don't know if Indians do that. They speak in this way.
Absolutely.
The word Britisher, we just call British, not Britisher. But typical characteristics, the typical British people are what we call very reserved. So you're very, very quiet, very well mannered, but friendly, very friendly. But where American people are very loud, noisy people, we're very quiet, peaceful people. We like to be very quiet.
What kind of schools are so popular in UK? The public schools or the private schools? What do the parents of the England think of these two schools? So what do they prioritize? Do they prioritize the public schools or the private schools?
Yeah, with the public schools, you know, with private schools, we respect them, they're the high schools, but you have to have rich family, to a lot of money, and not many people can afford to. So it's what we call elitist a little bit, because we've got a lot of fine public schools, but we haven't really got the money. But of course, all parents would love their children to go to these schools. You know, we have the schools Eton and Harrow. These are the top schools. But even though the top education-wise, if you don't have money, you can't really go to these schools. And that's a bit of a problem.
So is there any specific difference between the private school curriculum and the public school curriculum? I mean, the kind of subjects that are being taught in a public school differ from the kind of subjects that are taught in the private school. Is there any difference?
No, really, they use the same subjects, but a lot more advanced for their level. Because I taught at one public school and I saw some of the exam papers in different subjects. So a lot more advanced. So there was a big difference there.
Yeah, could you please share some of the subjects that your students at a primary and the secondary schools learn? Because we would like to see whether how many subjects that your students are learning are different from the subjects that we are learning currently in our schools. Could you please share some of the subjects?
Yes, in such we have. I think a lot of them will be the same. We have, of course, English, mathematics, geography, IT, so you've got information technology, and what else? We've got other languages you learn in schools, like such as French language, German, and what else of subjects? I think that's about it, really.
Okay. Is
So do you
IT,
have the same subjects in your?
yes, by and large, we have the same subjects, but the IT is not taught as a part of the secondary as well as the primary curriculum. Is IT is taught at a primary level for your students?
Yes, it's right from a young age. From the age of 5, they learn to use computers.
Okay. Next, Lohita, over to you.
But at the moment, I'm teaching in China. I'm teaching like this online. So I'm not actually teaching in a British school at the moment.
So, Mark, the Chinese, in fact, until a few years ago, Chinese used to adopt a policy of isolation from the rest of the world. But today, in order to compete with the rest of the world, Chinese have started learning English. Do you think that the Chinese are able to learn English faster than the Indians do?
I think so. And I also think the Chinese learn English better than most British people do. Because I taught children from a very young age, 3 and 4-year-old children who can speak like as clear as we're speaking now. Yeah, they seem to learn a lot earlier and a lot quicker. And their pronunciation of English is very good.
So do they follow a particular curriculum when it comes to the English, or do they have do they differ from state to state or region to region? What kind of the system do they follow? Chinese, I mean.
Yeah, across China, because China is a very big place, and I'm taught all over China, all over, and it's all basically the same as we it's taught here. It's exactly the same across the entire country, same system. Where with phonics, with phonetics and grammar, conversational English, it's all basically the same all over China.
Is the grammar or the conversational English? Which one you think is the most important?
Oh, so which one do I think most important?
So which one you prioritize, grammar-based English or the conversational English?
Conversation English, I think, is the most important one, because of course we talk a lot more, where grammar can be a lot of reading and writing. I think it's better to speak first. I think that's the most important thing.
Yes, absolutely. Lohita, over to you.
Hello, sir. I am Lohita Girija. I am a 9th grade student. Can I ask one question, sir?
Yes.
Is listening music good for health and good habit?
So did you say it's music?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good for health. Yes, because I think music makes people, it can affect your mood and your emotions. So I think with music, it can make people happy. And if you're happy, I think it's good for your health to be always happy. So it does in that way. I think it lifts people up and makes people happy. So yeah, I think it's important for people's health and well-being. And so do you listen to a lot of music?
Yes, sir. I listen music.
Does it make you happy?
Yes, sir. I am happy.
That's good then, yes. Yeah, I think so it's good for your well-being, isn't it? Good.
Yes.
Could you please suggest me some music items to listen?
Or introduce you to some music you like to listen to?
Yes.
One of my favourites is by a singer called David Bowie. That's very good music to listen to, because he does a lot of different styles, because I like many different styles of music.
Well, I have a question. Shakespeare is a great poet, and he is respected, he is revered everywhere in the world. So do you have the lessons about this great man in your textbooks?
Yes, I've got a lot of books on Shakespeare. Yeah, this is a good one I often use. This I don't even see. This is good, Shakespeare. And here I have, can you see there? There's a little statue
Yes.
I have of Shakespeare
Hmm.
used in classes.
Sir, I want to ask a question to sir.
Yes.
Sir, is listening music when I am reading or writing? Is it good or not?
Oh, when you're reading and writing, is it good to listen to music?
Yes.
I personally don't like it because I start listening to the song and the words and then I forget when I'm writing or reading. So I personally don't like it. I think it distracts a little bit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do agree with you.
Relaxing, but not when you're working. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Mark, could you please give a final message to my students as we are closing to this session?
Yes, thank you for today. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to speak to you all and answer your questions.
Yes.
And well done. You all spoke very well today. Your English is very good. Your pronunciation is good. And you asked some very good questions.
Thank you, sir.
Well done.